Hello, in today's video we're going to be learning the pre-chorus to Jake Shimabukuro's Me and Shirley T. Now we've already worked on the intro as well as the verse in past videos, so be sure to check them out if you haven't already. But in this video we're going to be breaking down this really fun part that uses a lot of what's called syncopation. And syncopation is just where you put accents on offbeats. We're going to be doing that both with strumming and picking as we transition between the two techniques while we go through. It's a lot of fun, it's quite challenging, but good practice pays off. So let's go ahead and dive in. Bring the camera down. So to play this pre-chorus part, we're going to start by playing 0 on the A string, and then 3 on the A. I like to use my ring finger here, and then 3 on the A again. And I'm using my thumb to play these melody notes. But then from here, I'm going to go into measure 12. I'm going to start using some strumming. Now, that first 3 written on measure 12, in parentheses, it's carried over from the previous bar. We're just letting it ring. So the first thing we play in measure 12 is going to be a down strum now over this 0, 0, 1, 3 chord. Your ring finger stays where it's at. Add your index finger here on the first fret of the E string. We're going to do a down, and then another down, up, chunk, and then we're going to slide these 2 fingers up to fret 5 and 7, do an up strum. Going into measure 13 now, we're going to miss the strings coming down. Really important to keep the groove by missing the strings, bringing it down. Then we're going to come up, and then we're going to go down. Now at this point, there's a new melody section which kind of leads into the next measure, into measure 14. For now, let's go and hear what it sounds like. Measures 11, 12, and 13, stopping with the strumming, should sound something like this. Into this next section, what we want to do is we're going to bar across the 5th fret with the index finger, and we're going to play the 5 on the E, 5 on the G, and 5 on the A. This is where it's really important to have a high G ukulele. That's what Jake plays with this song, so it's the one that we're going to be using as we go through. You can try it with a low G, it just sounds a little bit different. But after you've played that 5 on the E, 5 on the G, 5 on the A by barring all the way across, we then go on to measure 14. And with this, you can see measure 14 strums, but strums over this 5, 5, 5, 5. No zeros here, it's just a straight bar across. And we're going to do the same strum pattern that we did on measure 12. And that's going to be down, down, up, chunk, up, down. Now, in our last video, we broke down the chunk a little bit. So if you're starting on this point, that might be a little confusing. There's a video right over here to check out. But this strum pattern is the same between that measure 12 and 13, now into measures 14 and 15. Again, it sounds like this. Down, down, up, chunk, up, down. Now we're going to do some more picking. So we're going to play 3 on the A string. Use your index finger there to pluck that. Then play 5 on the A, and I like to use the ring finger here. And then play 7 on the A, stretching the pinky up to hit that. Before then, on measure 16, we're going to start a little strum section here. We're going to play 0, 0, 3, 7, and we're going to go down, down, up, chunk, up. Now, measure 16 is kind of tricky here because it doesn't continue the rhythm. That's just because of the formatting here. I can't fit everything on the screen at once. But it's important to note that measure 16 into 17 is the same as what we did on 12 into 13 and 14 into 15. Just so you can hear it though, here's measures 14, 15, 16, and then from there we'll break down how 16 transitions into 17. Should sound something like this. Going right into measure 17, you see it's a continuation of that same rhythm. So 16 into 17, again, the same as 12 into 13 and 14 into 15. Sounds like this if I were just to play that whole pattern. And then from this point, we do some more picking for the melody. I'm going to play 7 on the A. That's already there with the pinky, using my thumb. Then I'm going to play 5 on the A, and this is sort of tricky because you can use like your middle finger here to play the 5 on the A the first time. But the second time we play 5 on the A, I really want you to do a little bar here across the C, E, and A string. So it's what we call a partial bar, leaving the G string open. Play that 5 on the A. which might seem a little confusing, but the reason for this is because this ring finger is going to come across to the 7th fret of the A string, making sure that we're not touching the A string with this. So we got to get really, really perpendicular with that finger. But that index is barred, so we have 0, 5, 7, 5. And then that is going to be the chord that we strum here as we go from measure 18 to 19. And that's going to be our same down, down, up, chunk, up, down. So it's the same little pattern that we've played to this point, which is pretty convenient, right? So that means that measures 17, 18, and 19 should sound something like this. And if we play this entire pre-chorus now, it should sound something like this. Pretty cool, right? Bring the camera back up. The hard part about learning this part is you have to learn it slow to get the muscle memory, but when you play it slow, it doesn't quite sound like the song. And that's because syncopation, which is those accents on the offbeats, really sounds good when you're playing it quickly, but we can't learn it quickly. And that's where the difficulty with learning this can come into play. So make sure you listen to the play-alongs in this video, get it in your head, and make sure you practice it nice and slow, and trust the process that what you're playing will scale up to speed. Now in the next video, we're going to be learning the iconic chorus to this tune, so be sure to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks so much.